Hi everyone, in this mini course we will explain the correct approach to use 3ds Max. These short videos will give you the skills you need to work smoothly and effortlessly with the interface of the software. They will also allow you to pick up useful information in preparations for the next official V-Ray workshop. No doubt, the first encounter with 3ds Max is always a bit tough. But relax, the trick is to interpret the interface correctly without making useless and exhausting attempts at random. As many other programs, there's no need to try and learn every single command by heart. Rather, it's important to understand the logic behind how the software's interface is split up and learn the essential commands and tools. So let's start by focusing our attention on the viewport in 3ds Max. Like in all 3D graphic programs, the viewport is a basic component used to manage the scene, and in the following lessons we will look at all the things related to these workspaces. Then we will focus our attention on the application menu, where you can find all the options for managing, importing and exporting files. We'll then move on to the command panel, the fundamental hub for the whole software. This panel allows us to create and modify objects in 3ds Max, and that will be the main topic of the next lesson. To manage the objects we create in a scene, we need to concentrate on the toolbar. Throughout these lessons, we will only focus on the main features of this bar shown here. In this lesson, however, we are concerned with what preliminary settings we need to put in place when we first open 3ds Max. To do so, we will consult some panels that can be accessed through the menu bar. Now, although the menu bar contains a lot of options, the ones we are interested in can be accessed in just a few simple and easy to learn steps. So let's look how to set the unit of measurement to manage the global coordinates of 3ds Max. Go to the Customize menu and click on Unit Setup. A window opens allowing us to assign 3ds Max a reference unit of measurement. This way, when we create an object, we'll know exactly what unit of measurement it was created in. We customarily use the metric scale in our courses, so select centimeters from the drop-down menu. Next, in Unit Setup, leave everything as it is and only change the value in the drop-down menu to centimeters. Perfect. Now, let's activate and modify some utilities to make our work easier. Go to Customize once again, and then to Preferences. Don't let the series of panels scare you. The only things we need now are all easy to use and understand. In the General tab, under Scene Undo, we can change the number of times 3ds Max can undo using Ctrl-Z. As you may know, Photoshop, for instance, gives us limited chances to retrace our steps and repair our errors. 3ds Max, on the other hand, allow us to decide how many levels we are available to go backwards. In my opinion, 100 is more than enough. Now, let's go to the Files tab Here we should activate backup on save and compress on save if they aren't already activated. These two options allow us to activate backup saves and compress them to save disk space. Although, if we want 3ds Max to do progressive incremental saves and never overwrite the files we were previously working on, we can activate the options increment and save. Finally, remember to check the enable box in Auto Backup. Here you can also decide how many files Max will create for your auto backup and how many minutes will pass between one auto backup and the next. I put 15 minutes for example. I'd advise you not to put too short an interval, otherwise 3ds Max may slow down too much. Now, to conclude this lesson, I'd like you to tell you a few important things about the file management, but above all about importing external files. As you can see, 3ds Max, just like any other graphic program, has everything you need to open and save files. So I won't speak at length about these aspects. Instead, I'd like you to focus your attention on importing files. Like many other 3D graphic programs, Max can import scenes or a part of scenes, both from other Max files and from files exported from other programs. Now, let's look how to load a scene or a part of a scene exported from another program in OBJ format. We click on Import and select the file that interests us. As you can see, in this window you can select and deselect each individual component of the file. Don't worry about all the additional options available in the window. For now, it isn't important to understand these details. Click on Import and it's done. The file has been successfully imported into the scene. So now let's reset the file. And this time look how to import a scene or a part of a scene from a previous 3ds Max file. To do this, we click on Merge and go get our file from the desktop. We then select the file and import it. The new window is very similar to the previous one. Here you can select the types of objects in the scene, or you can select each component and import them individually. Now, for convenience sake, I'll import the whole scene. Click on All to select all the pieces and finally click OK. And it's done. The scene correctly appears in the viewport. That's all for this first lesson. See you for the next one, where we'll look at how to create objects and how to manage the viewport in 3ds Max. Bye.